Cole Custer has chosen the inside line. Justin Allgaier on the outside. 300 miles of racing from Kentucky, the Bluegrass State. There's a new leader in the Alsco 300 from Kentucky Speedway, and that is the driver of the 18. Kyle Busch has been able to make the pass on Cole Custer. How did he do it, guys?
Well, a little mistake by Custer. You see, he wasn't on the bottom of the racetrack, just missed the line by about 12 inches, 18 inches, and there's no grip out there. And you see right there, he just wasn't on the bottom of the racetrack. Kyle Busch drove directly under him, took the lead.
Coming up on 1 to go. Pit road is closed with 2 to go. And so as they get ready for the final lap of stage 1, Kyle Busch has made his way up front. Kyle Busch, after starting in the 3rd position, methodically was able to get by Justin Allgaier, then waited for just the slightest of bobble out of Cole Custer. And once he did, Kyle Busch was there to pounce on that opening. Got up front, now has a 3.3 second lead over Cole Custer, and looks as though he will take stage number 1 comfortably. Coming out of turn 4, it will be Kyle Busch winning stage 1 at Kentucky. Cole Custer 2nd. John Hunter Nemechek 3rd. Tift, Cindric rounding out the top 5. Brandon Jones, Tyler Reddick, Justin Allgaier, Daniel Hemrick slid back to 9th, and Elliott Sadler rounding out the top 10. Field all in line behind Kyle Busch and Ty Majeski as they come through the restart zone. And stage 2 underway.
See with those 2 tires, how they work on Ty Majeski's car, that black number 60.
Sideways as Majeski into the wall. He got up into the gray, slid sideways, and caught the wall. John Hunter Nemechek took the lead away in the Alsco 300 from Kyle Busch, but Kyle Busch is battling back now, trying to take the lead back away.
Saw Kyle down in 1 and 2 run that outside groove, and he made it work, and he's put himself in position to try to get that lead back. John Hunter Nemechek uses the outside groove in 1 and 2 to maintain it. Both of them down on the bottom in 3 and 4. See what happens down here in 1 and 2. They're moving around. Kyle Busch moved up there, found a little speed, Jeff.
And what does John Hunter do? He just used the outside to hold Kyle Busch off. Does he go back to the bottom, or does he run the middle?
He's catching some traffic, though, and that is slowing him down, which then allows the 18 to close the gap, get a little bit closer.
What's so impressive about all that is how Kyle Busch, I thought, was going to take the lead back. And Nemechek didn't want to give the lead back. I think John, is young, gutsy driver, and drive through that lap traffic. The thing that I like about that is that that's how you're going to have to race Kyle to win. You can't give Kyle those positions and think you're going to race for that position later in the race. Kyle Busch isn't going to give you that opportunity. John Hunter Nemechek, he's taking claim to that lead, and I like him trying to hustle to keep it.
And John's won at the truck level, but this is a step up. So to win here, you're going to have to beat more good cars and more good drivers, and he's got the best behind him, the best ever in the Xfinity Series, and he just went and took the lead. And as you said, Kyle didn't give it to him. Kyle said, okay, I'm going to try something different, drove underneath him, but John Hunter Nemechek said, hey, it's mine. You're going to have to take it from me. This is my race.
You guys have said the 42 might be the best car on the track. Well, he's definitely learning as he runs in front of the best ever in the Xfinity Series. Down the backstretch for the final time in stage 2. John Hunter Nemechek, just 21 years old, in front of Kyle Busch. After Kyle Busch won stage 1 and was up front, John Hunter Nemechek passes him and takes stage 2.
10 places a ways back.
That is the first win for John Hunter Nemechek. Come into the restart zone. Kyle Busch, Cole Custer.
Man, there's some guys getting jumbled up there on the back of that restart. You can see it. Happens here every time. Guys can tear up their bumpers, knock the radiators out of their cars.
Side by side for the lead. Cole Custer on the inside, trying to take the spot away from Kyle Busch on the outside. Was it a mistake to choose the outside line for the restart?
Oh, Nemechek in the side of the 9 car up the racetrack. I'm sorry, side of the 9 car is a 12 car. Cindric, I'm sorry.
Cindric has held on to that track position all night. Lost it there.
Kyle Busch able to move just out in front of Cole Custer, so he has the lead. Justin Allgaier back there in third. John Hunter Nemechek up to fourth. The caution will come out.
78 of Blake Jones spins out. No damage. Blake's going to carry on.
Nice and easy here.
Restarts, man, they're busy. They get busy, and it's especially down in 3 and 4. It's so often we see somebody get loose on the inside of somebody as they're side by side on these restarts down in turn 3 and 4.
You mentioned the outside working in 1 and 2. We saw it there with Kyle Busch because he chose the outside as far as where he wanted to do the restart from. Again, the caution coming out with the 78 may have had a little help there.
And 90 of Josh Williams. And the 78 of Blake Jones made contact.
Doesn't take much.
Christopher Bell in the 20, a little shove. And now Christopher Bell. Oh, right behind him. John Hunter Nemechek in the 42.
Oh,
he clipped Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones slides into the inside wall.
Be ready, guys. Pick up spot, but we're rolling.
John Hunter Nemechek in the 42 saw him getting loose.
So definitely knocked out.
Well, you guys have talked about these restarts.
It's just hard. We talked about how durable these tires are, Steve. Well, those durable tires mean they're hard. They don't make a lot of grip, and that makes these restarts exceptionally tough. I don't think the 19's too close to him, though. The 42's up the track.
I mean, when they get that close, it takes all the side force off the 42. When they almost get door to door, shuts off that side force to the 42.
Clear low, checking up top, spin it, stay high.
There's a battle for the lead. Kyle Busch, Daniel Hemrick. We lost John Hunter Nemechek. Can Hemrick get up in here and make this a show? Not let Kyle Busch run off and win this thing with ease.
And how about Christopher Bell? We said how much trouble he had, and we showed the trouble he had on this pit stop. Well, he has driven back to 4th. In 4 laps since the restart, he's driven all the way to 4th place.
On the move for Christopher Bell, 6 spots since the restart. Marty.
And Rick, what about the tenacity for Daniel Hemrick and Danny Stockman of that race team tonight? Stalking Kyle Busch here, and he might get the lead here in 1 and 2. They have taken a spring rubber out of the left rear, put one in the right rear, 5 rounds of wedge, 2 rounds of track bar, and they gotten a lot better, Rick.
Here he comes to the inside. Daniel Hemrick trying to be just the 2nd driver tonight to get by the 18.
It just feels soft and there's nothing to lead on. It won't go.
Right on by. Daniel Hemrick leading in Kentucky.
That's Kyle Busch.
Drive away.
Kyle Busch talking about the balance of his car. Nothing to lean on. That tells me that he's lacking side force. He's lacking lateral grip in the right rear. Oh, trouble for Elliott Sadler here on the back straightaway.
Caution comes out. Sadler running 8th.
Hit the right side pretty good, Kevin. 2 posts to the fence. What, he hit me? Yeah, he hit you.
Oh, obviously some contact with somebody else.
Let's see what happened here. Matt Tiff on the inside just gets loose underneath Elliott, and just a lot of, it's tough on that inside to have the grip you need and the side force you need. And Elliott trying to race hard on the outside groove. There's grip out there to do that.
All clear.
Kyle Busch running 3rd has come to pit road.
And Rick, he said the car was just so loose. He didn't know what happened to it. He said it just was falling over on the right rear and just so soft. You see the track bar adjustment. He said he thought even that the right rear jack screw might be backing out inside the car. That's how loose the car had gotten for Kyle Busch. So some pretty drastic changes trying to tighten up that 18 machine.
We mentioned lap traffic could come into play as far as the lead for Justin Allgaier and the gap between Allgaier and Bell. Well, it did just happen, although Allgaier's been able to stay out front.
See Allgaier catch Benny Miller, and Benny not on the bottom of the racetrack, so Bell's like, I'm going underneath you. Benny goes to the bottom. Bell can't go there. Hemrick's like, I got you. I'm coming. I'll make it 3 wide.
Oh, my, what a close call.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's so fun.
901, 21 with a run out back.
I know y'all watching at home. You know, on nonstop, we were up here yelling what was going on, but all that happened, and it's gotten cleaned out now, and Bell is running him down.
Yep. Chopped a lot off of that distance that he lost going through that lap traffic. He can get right about here, and then it gets a little tougher because of that dirty air, and as long as Justin is smart, I guess, and runs wherever Christopher was running, Christopher's going to struggle. So I would be on the spotters. I'd be on the spotter to say, hey, tell Christopher where those guys are running, where they've been running throughout the race. That second groove in 1 and 2 may be the best bet for Christopher to get by the 7 if he wants to change his line and gain a little speed.
Running in that second spot, Christopher Bell, and just 2 spots back, Kyle Busch in 4th. Marty.
Rick, we all expected a charge from Kyle Busch after he took on those tires, but he has made it to 4th and stopped, and Kyle knows why. Take a listen.
I don't know why, it's slow. I can't output any harder. It won't go any faster.
Just doesn't have the speed in the 18 he would like. Also now he says it has a vibration all the way through the drive shaft. This is his next to last start in the Xfinity Series this year. Not going the way the 18 wanted, Rick.
Gap closing once again, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
His gain is laid off the wall and he drives straight in the corner with speed to center down here. I wish I could do that. I know, I just want you to know.
So there you go. Justin Allgaier cannot do with his car what he wants to do, and Christopher Bell can.
Battle for the lead is heated up, man. Oh, Christopher Bell, he's close enough to disturb the 7. He gets to the throttle. Here he goes.
To the inside.
Bottom, he's there.
Christopher Bell trying to take the lead away from Allgaier. Bell out front, but Hemrick making the move as well. He takes 2nd away.
Hemrick's having to deal with the 7, though. He's disturbing the back of Hemrick's car off the corner. Hemrick can't get the throttle down. It's clear there, and its question now is, does Hemrick have enough race car, or is C. Bell going to drive off from both these guys?
Yeah, Hemrick can run Christopher Bell down, but I don't know if it's because the 7 was holding Bell up.
Here comes the 18. Looking so close, but at the same time so far away because of the fact they're coming up on the final lap from Kentucky. Christopher Bell will get the white lap. The lead a half a second. Christopher Bell and Daniel Hemrick have put on an incredible show today. Able to work past the 18 of Kyle Busch. Fight through adversity. Christopher Bell started at the back of the field because he spun in qualifying earlier today. He goes on the spin and win at Kentucky.
Oh yeah, thank you guys.
Joe Gibbs Racing continues to put incredible talent behind the wheel. And as a coach, Joe Gibbs appreciates that. Being able to give these kids an opportunity, give them great equipment, and let them learn. And tonight it was Christopher Bell, who for a while was learning from the mentor in Kyle Busch. But then he became the teacher at the end of the race. And Christopher Bell gets his 3rd career win in the Xfinity Series. and celebrates right there at the start-finish line. Kelly.
What a day, what a weekend for Christopher Bell. There was the spin in qualifying, had to start this race from the rear, made his way all the way to victory lane. And Christopher, just how big to get this win on a day when you had to pass the best in the business, and Kyle Busch, Justin Allgaier, and then hold off Daniel Hemrick there at the end.
That was pretty special, man. I've been keep making mistakes, and I've been feeling really bad for my team. Everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing has been working really hard to build really fast race cars, and then I made another mistake there in qualifying that I didn't know if I was going to be able to get back here on this repave. But this Rim Camry was strong enough where we were able to get by those guys, and it just was working really good on the bottom of 3 and 4 over there. So hats off to Daniel, man. I know he's been trying really hard to get a NASCAR win here for a long time, and he's been really close. So it's going to come down to Homestead, and it's going to be a good one.
And your first Kentucky start, you get the win. What do you want to say to those fans?
I just want to say thank you for coming out, man. All you fans, you're the reason why we're out here. So if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. So thank you.
All right, we'll see you in victory lane.